Welcome back, everybody, to the showdown that no one knew that they needed. Full and initial disclosure, these are a proper Class 2, and these are the 4.3. They call these, I think they say 4.45 on the side. Yeah, 4.45, but then they also say 120, which is 4.75. So, who knows? One could not argue that the tread patterns, we're talking clone here. The siping is a little shallower there than on that cut. But everything else is pretty much the same. Even to this, that feels about the same. Test apparatus. It will be these guys in the fake ones and the Volk clones in here. This is just typical Amazon Injora or whoever. We're talking, if I can get this thing slid, there we go. Exact same offset. These two sets were chosen because here's the ring from there, here's the ring from there. They are the same. I did that more for rig fitment than purity of testing. So I've already initiated the process. There's the first one of those. There's the first one of those. And what I can tell you from right here is that there are some structural differences. In the boom racing, you can see where the lip comes through. And then on the outside, it's got a fairly thick right there. These are definitely manufactured with a little less expense because that is quite a bit thinner and this part is longer. So we've got that length and we've got that length. That looks like about, to me, I would say 4 millimeters, and I would say that this is probably closer to a 6 millimeter lip there. They're both super soft and super stretchy, but what this meant was I timed this. That's how far I've gone. It is the white foam, just a straight up medium in here, and the included foams with these, which is also a medium, but it's somewhere close to like what would come in a hold. It's a little more, nope, it's like Traxxas. It's about the density of a Canyon Trail foam. It feels fine in the tire. It's got a good little, that's the thing. These things feel so good in the hand, and they always look good on the rig, and then they are an absolute nightmare. And it's that, I don't think anybody else will do that. Showdown? No. Knockoffs? No. KLRs? No. Let's get a pit bull in there. Growler? No. This is something unique. The growler. Wait. Nothing. Ooh, it really feels tackier. Like I say, I have zero expectations of these. I only have these for one reason. Because I had to do this. No, that's not really it. I ordered a set of beadlocks. And I wanted 8-hole. I don't have any Ocho style 8-hole wheels. So I got these. And 6-hole on the back, just like I like. And then it was phantasmagorical. So also the matte beadlock ring. I wasn't promised matte lock rings, and I love that. But I think I'm going to go with double 8-hole on those. So I couldn't get these individually. The only way I could find them on Amazon was included with the Mix Racing Crawler tires. So I was like, it's fine. Amazon Chinesium beadlocks tend to go in that like 35 up to like 39 if you can get lucky. You can get something down in the like $26, $28 range. So I was fine. I expect to pay about $35 a set for these, and it was $52.50 for the whole thing, for these wheels, which came with these, but I don't want to put those wheels in there, although they are They're the same thing. They're the same guys, the same lock rings, the same SLWs, the same everything. But it was 4 wheels, 4 tires, 4 foams, and scale hardware. And it came with both. It came with the regular hex hardware and scale hardware. So at this point, it was now a bargain, because this would have cost me about $35. Scale hardware for a full set is going to cost you about $17. So that means these 4 and this, that's $52. These tires were free. So these tires have already, in cost competition, these have already beaten these, because I paid $30 a pair for these. And again, what is that? So I'm going to get the rest of these mounted up, and then we are going to choose what unwitting victim has to deal with it. And I think it should be someone portaled, which means I'm leaning towards Argentum the Phoenix, as he has never been suitably abused. Some other rigs here, Yella has had to run the worst tires in the world across the board. Yella has run 8th scale buggy tires in the past, including like sweep on-road high-speed speed run tires, and worked them out okay. So that's who we're going to go, because like I say, the 4.3 is really good on a portal if it's not this tire. So, see, here's where I go. I go in circles like this, and then I fly off. Centripetal force flings me out of my own thought circle, and then I got to loop back around. So when I mounted these, I got lost talking about the difference in the bead lips. When I mounted these, I timed it. I did. I really did. Because these have been on like half a dozen sets of wheels at this point. And these, when they've got the wider ring like that, they are very easy to mount tires to. Very easy. Even fresh out of the package tires, and these have been mounted many times. The more times you mount a tire, the easier it gets. Anyway, coming back around. It took me 3 minutes and 12 seconds to mount this tire. The rear bead popped twice. The front bead popped once. What I eventually had to do is I set 3 screws into the lock ring, pressed it down like using my hands as a wheel clamp, and then dip, 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 dip. Just got it pulled down enough, put the other in, and now, I mean, it's locked. It's as good as it's ever been in a bead lock. This took 54 seconds. And like the sidewall is thinner. It's a good bit thinner. And they really, there's an odd sweet smell to them. But I mean, they're so stretchy that they almost look like they didn't lock in. But because that lip is so thin and so deep, I literally just sunk a screw and then went around in a circle, and they were on. That is some of the easiest tires to mount I have encountered to date. So, okay, so mountability. So in cost, hands down to this guy. They're free. If you order that combo from DKKY crawling stuff on Amazon, due to the hardware and the wheels, the tires are effectively free. And then in terms of mountability, well, it takes 1/3 the time. It will take me less than 4 minutes to mount all 4 of these. So mountability obviously goes to those as well. So I will get the rest of them mounted up, and then we are going to make Argentum the Phoenix a very sad boy. Now, fortunately, there tends to be not as many rollovers, because rollovers tend to be a component of traction, and these don't have any of that. I'm going to get these mounted up, and then we'll see what Argentum looks like with them mounted. Okay, all right. I didn't just mount up 14 tires. You did. There they are. Let's grid them out here. Took about 8-ish minutes to finish the other 3. I kind of that technique of doing the triangle 3 screws, smushing it and getting it in. Less bead pop. I actually got 1 wheel on, no issues. So this one had 3 pops, this one had none, this one had 2, and this one had 2. This one popped the rear twice, this one popped a front and a rear. So comes in around 11 minutes to mount the set. These guys, on the other hand, due to that thinner, wider bead, they fall onto the wheels like it's finger force. I could just press it down, screw, go around in a circle. They all went straight on. Now the worry about that is like the sidewall feels paper thin. We'll see. They actually mounted up. Yeah. This guy is indeed, let's see. He's spot on 120 millimeters. As advertised, these guys are I think I've said it was like 112. I think that's right about where they are. 110 plus a hair or 2. So that's 5 millimeters more ground clearance. We will see. Oh, and while we're here, these guys are edge to edge 45. These guys are edge to edge 40. So we got 5 millimeters in width, 5 millimeters in height, and we've got, shouldn't be able to do that. So I think it would not be an episode into the frontier of futility unless we let him loose on the rocks on his day-to-days. J-Concept's tusks, they have been on there effectively since he was built. The tusks came out right at the time this was being built. Got those tires, put them on. He hasn't changed his rims, he hasn't changed his tires, he hasn't changed his foams. He hasn't really changed much of anything. There's no reason to. He's an exceptional rig that if he had any sort of like quote-unquote cheater body on there, unstoppable. You put a J-Concepts tucked on there. But I bought this thing because of this body. So he sits like this. He's going to do these, then he's going to do these, and then we're going to close it out with those. I have not lowered expectations. I have no expectations. If these, which were effectively free, do perform any performance aspect quantifiably better than these, and how could they not? They beat the real thing. There's got to be a German word for it, where you're both excited and downtrodden at the same time. That's me right now. Here we go. I certainly did not take the wind into account. Good old tusks. Tusks do what tusks do. Gotta de-dust them and warm them in a little. Just gotta spin them a little bit, and they remember what they're supposed to do. I think the extent of modification to, if you could call it modification, to tires that Argentum has undergone is we've tried running the tusks forward and backward because there's a little chevron in the middle of the tread, and I kind of presume that is somewhat directional. I run it pointy, the skinny part of the chevron forward. Like this is not tough stuff. But this guy, he's gonna swing it around. I'm panning, I'm driving, I'm panning. That's what, see, even if it's on a tripod, I can't film and drive at the same time. The limitation of Argentum's side hill ability is contained 100% within the body. I should not have tried. Like, you can't speed through that. And I should doubly not be trying to speed through it, as I know what comes after these. Ooh. Can I? Nope. Reset. Just the vehicle wheeled most recently relative to this one was Jake. There's a very different trigger feel between the two. That's a little better. The Tusk has a particularly... Okay, that's proper light. Settle down. Settle, settle. That is... I mean, it's a really good tire. Oh! But like I say, that body's not light. It's got a big plastic half cage in it. It's got a Lexan interior in it. It's not especially light. This thing drives like a moon rover when it doesn't have a body on it. But now we're gonna ruin it. Now what we're hoping for here is the sound of the wind to drown out some of the lug noise. Yeah, it's not. It's not. You know, it's one of those things. I want some sort of celestial alchemy to have occurred. And these to actually be able to drive up a rock. These look terrible. That is not a good look. Let's see if we can get it into the socket. There we go. Just listen to the symphony. Yeah, that's the stuff. Oh, we do have an opportunity here. These tires have never been attempted with switchable overdrive. It surges a little more. Much like the goggles.
The goggles do nothing.
These do nothing. Now let's see. I can't do this. I can't stay in the zone. Let's see how these manage to pull up on, like, so far so good, right? Yeah, that's the stuff. That is the stuff. Come on. We'll just keep ramping up until we... There it is. That's a lot of wheel speed to pull up off of a rock onto a rock. Oh, Lord. That nose slide right there. All right. You can see it actively skating. That's looking better than what we've seen previously from these. Pink Rock? Pink Rock? Hey. Oh, God, they look awful. Uh-oh. Supposed to line up here. There we are. Boy, that is not the hot ticket right there. I don't like that at all. I don't like the performance of these tires at all either. Not as here as they were on the bench. But one more test, and then I can blissfully take them off. And as I don't believe celestial alchemy has occurred... Come on. There we go. Gonna give it the... Oh, just... Might as well be on skis. Yeah. If I turn the wheel either direction, it's gonna fall. Driver's rear is up a decent bit. I got quite a bit of sidewall folded under on passenger rear. Come on, settle. Use your geometry to overcome the bad tires. There's no angle I can attack this from and have it stay on these tires. There's neither grip nor compliance. Are these the heaviest rig they've been on? I don't think they are. Honestly, as terrible as they are, watch that nose. Look at it. Look at it. Even with the tire up over the top. And it holds its Grand Champion title as worst dig tire in the world. It will not pull. That is a pronounced side lug as far as I'm concerned, and it does nothing. They might as well be smooth down the sides. That's still, I mean, initial traction, at least up mortar mix, one of the grippiest surfaces out here, it showed a glimmer of hope. But then it reminded me, hey pal, I'm Boom Racing Hustlers. I'm gonna make you hate life. Here we are, we're there. This is the moment no one waited for. Mix Racing Crawlers. Is that what they're called? Is it really Mix Racing? Am I remembering that right? Mix Racing Crawlers. You know, they look okay. The Phoenix really needs a 120 tire. Seeing how I cut that. All right, right there. What do we got? What do we got? Oh! What we got? Glimmer of hope. Glimmer of hope. It's pushing quite a lot. Let's blame it on mold release. Oh, there we go. There's the Hustler pose. The Boom Racing Hustler phenomenon. Let's scuff them in. They're quieter. I gotta give them that. Oh, come on. Come on. Look at you. Look at you. I'm going to do it again, but I don't even care. From here on, I don't even care. That's conclusive as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. I think the Hustlers made it to the top once out of the last, like, 4 or 5 rigs I've put them on. I'm not saying that these are worlds better, except that they were free. I bought rims and got these yeah, they're pretty terrible. I mean, they're pretty terrible. There's absolutely no evidence on those lugs that these tires have touched the ground. They're basically not even picking up dust from the surface. Oh, gotta try big overdrive. They just... But this... Oh... This is more in line with the performance of a typical Amazon tire. Of a, you know, $20 a set, like fake Hyrax. I don't even know if I can repeat it. I think I got up on the... Oh, that was some good backsliding. Yeah, now we're just... They're somehow actually getting a little bit worse. Oh, just like... Okay, but, you know, as has been said, Slick Rock is river rocks embedded in concrete. So, okay, right here we can compare this. There it is. But way, way less wheel speed to get up there. See how through here. 5 millimeters more ground clearance? Sure. Same kind of skatey action there on the rear. That looked okay. Whoa! Like I said, he needs to get punched around every once in a while. Again, absolutely no evidence on the lug. Less wheel speed required, still slipping and sliding. It's honestly, I feel like I'm saying honestly, oh, so pushy. Understeer, not city, understeer county. Yeah. Where was I going? Yeah. It is genuinely amazing to me that manufacturers can somehow successfully source a rubber-like compound that is both soft and not grippy at the same time. Get a better look there at these fellas. And again, much as is the case with the Hustlers, though not on this rig, I think I like those wheels better than the wheels that have been on here the whole time. The temptation is to put a scale hardware kit on those. I think those would look pretty good. Same beadlock rings, same everything, just like that black and silver. I just like that kind of the cutouts, the wheel cutouts. I like them better than the, what are they, like, you know, the two different shapes that are on his day-to-days, the triangle slash that. I like what's over there better. Those, if anything comes out of this, it might be unmounting and remounting another set of tires. Oh, wow. Everyone was surprised. I expect nothing at all because their forward drive is 10% better than Hustlers. 15. We'll go as high as 15. But the foam is a little bit firm. Let's see if it'll hold that side. Well, no. Wouldn't even let me get a thought out, yeah? Yeah, they they respond equally badly to bump level speed as they do real low speed. Someday I'll remember to turn off that castle chirp. Okay, I want to keep it right there. I want to, as I was saying, I want to keep it there in a midpoint. I want to see the dig. Oh, yeah, there's nothing. Lateral grip non-existent. But, hey, I got to the spot. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what is molded into the side of the tire. Baby, that's a Boom Racing Hustler. Aside from a momentary glimmer of hope at Slick Rock, they drive so similarly as to effectively be indistinguishable. And I would say any performance differential I would attribute to these being 120s and the other ones being like 110, 112. Because they'll do the same, they'll do the Boom Racing Hustler move where there's just, we're just going nowhere. But at the same time, there's a definitive, quantifiable performance edge here. And that performance edge is, I can rationalize it down to these costing me nothing. I wanted those 8-hole wheels, and it was the only way to get them. And once they came with this once I found out they came with scale hardware, all right. You know, because then it was like, I didn't pay for the tires. Yeah, these are atrocious dig tires. But they are, so I will say, now I had often said in previous diatribes about the Boom Racing Hustler, I can't speak to the performance of the entire range because I've only driven the 4.3. Well, what they call the 4.3. 4.45. So now I've done the 4.45 and the 4.75, which I think they say is a 4. Anyway, I've driven the 110 and the 120. The 120, to paraphrase an oft-used analogy, the 120 versus the 110 is much to say it's better is to say that being kicked in the groin is better than being kicked in the face. And I think that's an accurate summary of the Boom Racing Hustler, regardless of what livery is plastered on the side. Hello, Gigi. You can choose your kick. Do you want it in the crotch or do you want it in the face? Because purchasing a Boom Racing Hustler, though I will say this, the quality of those wheels is quite good. They're evenly anodized. They come with 2 sets of hardware. You're looking at $5,250 for a full set of rims with scale hardware and hex hardware, and they happen to throw in some absolutely horrific tires. These horrific tires. So that right there, what you're looking at, cost me $15 less than the Hustlers by themselves. So this could tantamount, which is a word I love and can't use enough because it's awful specific. The universe placing these in my hands is tantamount to some kind of forgiveness for having to endure the Hustlers. Look over here. Hey, what are you doing? You just okay. Yeah, there's some stuff. So here we are. We're back where we started. I mean, the only thing I get to take away from this is that I get to unmount the tusks and remount them on these rims because I really like them better. I really do. These were Tranquish's wheels, and I never really cared for them on there. But they have definitely improved my opinion of these tires are so bad. But I honestly, I think it's the same tire. I don't know why someone would go through the effort to change the molds to make them say Mix Racing Crawler on the side versus Boom Racing Hustler. But the compound is so close. Like, these don't squeak and chirp, but these also haven't been treated with WD-40. So maybe I made the Hustlers, the real Hustlers, more chirpy than they initially were. Hey, but this, my friends, is a bad tire. But it's a good tire, too, because it was free. I only bought them for the rims. And hey, if I got content out of it, that's why I can't eternally hate on the Hustler. I have gotten more than my fair share of content out of those shitty tires. I hoped, there was a very recently uploaded video that said one last hustle. I said I was done with this, and yet here they are again. Because I had as soon as I saw knockoffs, I had to. It was an imperative. But now that I've done it, oh, did you see that? Did you see it? It looked there was a split second when it looked like these might make it up this. Oh. I almost said it. I almost said maybe they're not the same compound, and then it got stuck on nothing. So do myself a favor, do yourself a favor. Don't get don't get stuck on nothing, everybody. But if you must experience the Boom Racing Hustler phenomenon for yourself, do it this way. I will definitely put a link to them below. Buy these, because then you've got a good set of rims and scale hardware, and you won't feel like you just threw money into the toilet on these terrible, terrible tires. I am constantly searching for a source of non-exorbitantly expensive, like I need to find a local vendor for our good friend, what is it, methyl salicylic oil of wintergreen. And I am going to dunk those Hustlers in a tank of rubbing alcohol and oil of wintergreen until I get the rubber so soft that it's like chewing gum, just to see if they can, if it kills them that day, then they climbed a damn rock in their lifetimes. So, oh, it's just wheel speed. You just need more. Yeah, give it the sauce. Huh. Maybe they're just not meant to go slow. Put them on a Rustler. Yeah, that's it for this one, everybody. I mean, they are genuinely making me loopy. Maybe it's the fumes. Maybe it's the amount of times I've had to mount up Hustlers and now Hustler clones, which I think are still just Hustlers. But it still stands. The Boom Racing Hustler is the worst rock crawling tire in the world, because I spent $65 plus shipping on those tires, and I spent $65 on Milestar Patagonias from RC 4-wheel drive, and those tires are actually good, surprisingly good. But I've also bought Ruptures for under $60 shipped, and those tires are amazing. So do it. If you go the Amazon route, whatever you do, do not buy Boom Racing Hustlers. I cannot advise it strongly enough. And it's and isn't it a shame? Isn't it a shame? Because honestly, they look pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of that like crossover X on the sidewall, but I think they do look pretty good. And with some wheel speed, you can almost drive off into the sunset. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drive off into the sunset. So I bid you adieu, good viewers, kind viewers, good listeners. Like and comment, absolutely. Please do comment. And tune in for the next thing, which I guarantee will not have Boom Racing Hustlers in it.